October 20th. We just arrived at Death Valley National Park. And there's the background. There's our beers. I don't know if I told you in a post, but we are trying microbrews from everywhere, and that is actually a Death Valley, PA. We are in the Devil's Golf Course area. The mountains that you see over in front of you are will become part of the Artist Basin. We currently went through the salt flats, which were incredibly interesting. The salt flats turn into a honeycomb effect. There's so little water here in Death Valley that all the water evaporates. We were 287 feet below sea level. Temperature's about 70 degrees, and there's been little sprinkles, which is actually wonderful weather for Death Valley. We haven't had to worry about being too hot, extreme temperatures. I was reading something in the a news story in the visitor center from 2009 where an 11-year-old and his mother went hiking. They got a little disoriented on one of the hikes, and she was treated for extreme dehydration, and he actually died. So in the summer, it's one of the hottest places on earth, and you can really get dehydrated easy. This is the Artist Palette, part of Death Valley. The colors are absolutely stunning. There's turquoise and rust and red and brown and tan and gray, all different colors. Because my husband hasn't fed me and we've been out taking pictures all day, I decided to make a song about this area, particularly if you look right there in the center. Cherry, 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 chocolate and pistachio ice cream, spumoni. And that's because I'm hungry. That's the guy that won't take me to get any food.
You're boring the crowd.
He thinks I'm boring the crowd. You're not bored, are you? We are on the Mosaic Canyon Trail. And this trail takes you through Marble Winding Canyon. Some places you have to climb to get up and others you don't. And we were walking into an area down here called the Auditorium. I believe it's called the Auditorium. And then when I looked up, I saw a heart in the side of the hill. See where the brown or the darker lines come down around the big heart in the center? It's kind of lumpy, which is like most of our hearts are, huh? This is at Zabriskie Point. If you see up there in the clouds, there's a little bit of the rainbow in the atmosphere. This is the Rhyolite ghost town right outside of Death Valley National Park over across the border in Nevada. That is the Mercantile store. He's a pretty big guy.
Yeah, he is. He looks healthy. He's like a bear.
His name's Barry.
I got a cousin that was like that until he started having weight problems. And it's been a battle for him ever since.
Really?
It runs in the family lines. It's kind of like you go one of two directions on one side of the family, that you're either small or you have a serious weight problem.
Mm.
Then he had another strike against him because his father was that way. He picked that up from his mother's side, but then his father was the same way. He was a big guy. I'll talk about the town and the house some. I like to try to get everybody gathered up at one time if I can. It helps me.
This guy made this house out of bottles, and if you look closely at the bottles, they have A.B. on them, which is Anheuser-Busch. So it was originally, they got these out of St. Louis. Look at that beautiful reflection in that window of that mountain. He made this 2-bedroom house with kitchen and everything out of these bottles that he got from Anheuser-Busch. He basically, they're used bottles, and he would go and just ask them, hey, all the saloons that were around and different places, when you're done with your bottles, would you mind giving them to me? So he put all these bottles together. There's about 30,000 of them. This is the Cook Bank.